Hey brother, so I'm back on the couch again. And after all of these videos I've been making the past couple of weeks about the 60-hour work week and how I'm forcing myself to work 12 hours a day, you know what, man? It's kind of hilarious, but this is going to be the video of how to overcome burnout. Because I'm not there yet. I've been there back in university once or twice, and I'm just feeling similar symptoms now that I'm pushing myself and really decelerating my hedonic treadmill with boredom and getting off of the instant gratification distractions and delaying gratification more in like a hypertrophy way of trying more and more each week to work longer hours, because I know that what I need, and you as well if you're in the self-improvement depression stage, which is the whole reason I created this channel, documenting my journey of graduating out of these years where you spend thousands of hours watching these self-improvement YouTube videos, binging dozens of the self-improvement books, maybe even paying for some sort of self-improvement coaching or course, but you still haven't been able to maintain consistent action for whatever reason. I've designed this channel to be sort of like a documentation of my journey graduating out of this, because we've both watched dozens of the best million view dopamine detox videos on this website before, you and I both. I'm sure we've watched the same ones by the same guys, but for some reason you and I haven't been able to stick to it. So my journey on this channel is creating a life-changing dopamine detox that works for instant gratification addicts of our level of addiction, bro. For example, you'll see on some earlier videos on this channel that my screen time was quite literally 12 hours a day for over a year in 2024. And so I'm not bullshitting you, bro. Like, I've really been in the pits of self-improvement depression stage, and I'm gonna figure out a way out of this for you and I. Guys that are so addicted to this shit, this instant gratification, that nothing else has worked. Anyway, back into today's video topic, which is, I hate to say it, bro, but man, I'm feeling just tired and, like I don't want to work. And one thing I've noticed is that half of the pain is that stress of working a high pressure job. Maybe you're a student and you're in a high pressure program at your university or whatever. And all of the harsh deadlines and the high stress environment and sort of the lack of guidance from your professors or your boss or whatever, it can cause, did I forget to say the long hours? It can cause all of those things, these senses of stress that's out of your control. And that's all bad and all, but what I've realized just with my own personal self-talk in the past couple of hours today is that the thing that doubles the pain and stress and pessimism of all this is the negative self-talk that you tell yourself. Like, maybe it's going to be embarrassing, but I'll tell you, some of the self-talk I was having today before I clued in a minute ago was that, am I weak-minded for getting depressed over a little bit of work? I'm a young man. I'm meant to be, becoming a high-value man and all of that stuff. Who am I to be like complaining and being a little crybaby about this, like complaining to my friends, whatever? That's so lame. And once I realized that just taking my thoughts out of my brain, if that makes sense, and going higher, trying to picture my tiny place in the whole universe and how insignificant all of your and my problems really are, that helped a lot. To be like, okay, you know what? I'm still breathing. My stomach's full of food. I'm good. Nobody's dying. Nobody's sick. It helped me kind of regain perspective and be like, okay, it's not that bad, buddy. Like, shut the fuck up. And have that self-talk. And I'm not a salesperson, but I was just watching this other YouTube video on like how to solve your burnout when you're a salesperson. Because I know those guys, they've got fucking deadlines. They've got harsh bosses. They've got high stress work environments and long hours. All of that, right? And one of my best friends, he's in sales. And he tells me, I just asked him out of curiosity, I said, what do you think, in your opinion, is the most important skill for a salesman to have? And you know what he told me? He said the power to bounce back after a rut. Because the thing is, in sales, he tells me that the structure of it is that you've got a sales manager in charge of all the salespeople who quite often, and you can understand intuitively why, the guy sets crazy monthly quotas, crazy deadlines and requirements for you to keep your job. And sales is tough. Like, they'll just fire you. If you go like 1 month and miss your quota, they might just fire you. Like, you never have the job security, really, unless you're really good at the sales. But I think about that a lot, how my friend told me that, and how I thought that the best salesman tactic was going to be finding the best customers, speaking in some certain way that's really persuasive and cool. Something like that. Having a good network, I don't know. But no, what he said was that bouncing back out of your ruts is the best skill to have, most important one. So, because of that, I know that you, who's a young man, you're between 18 and 24 years old, you're also in the self-improvement depression stage where you've been watching the videos for 2 years to the point where you realize that watching the videos without taking action is its own form of deceptive instant gratification, right? You know that by now. I've got a very meta understanding of you, by the way. Like, it's not, I'm not just speaking to some random, like, subscriber. I'm talking to you, James. Or there's gonna be one James watching this. He's gonna be like, what the fuck? But I know you've reached that point where you realize it's like, okay, if I'm just gonna like waste my time watching self-improvement videos, why don't I just watch like video game let's plays? Why don't I just watch anime or some Netflix or whatever? Because it's all instant gratification at the end of the day. Listen, I came to that realization myself, and it's after you hit that point and still watch self-improvement videos without taking action that you've hit the self-improvement depression stage 2. And this shit gets really fucking meta, bro. I'm still discovering the layers of meta-ness that it gets myself. But let's keep this video under 10 minutes. Just to be concise, I wanted to say, brother, you're gonna have periods of negative self-talk, high stress, where it goes on for fucking weeks. Like, I was just at the gym with my dad and my 2 brothers this past weekend. And I was embarrassed to say this because one of my strengths is bringing out the, the masculine virility and passion at the gym. I'm like, yeah, push yourself, high intensity, go for failure. And that's kind of my role. But I opened up to them and I said, guys, like, I've been looking for that, it's been a few weeks, a few months, even a few years, I could say, that I've been searching for that masculine fire again to get back consistent on my self-improvement habits and my journey of growing up. And we didn't really come to any conclusion on that day or that discussion. But the more I think about it, for guys like you and me in this stage of our self-improvement journeys, our main thing is just to lock back in and reignite the fire of our passion for self-improvement. You may have become jaded in the past couple of years where you've just not made much consistent progress. You have these spurts of motivation here and there, but you may have gotten jaded. The painful thing with this is that, like I just mentioned, it's embarrassing to bring this up to your close friends and family because as a man, everybody, men, women, and children, love you conditionally on you being valuable. And when you complain about stuff like, I feel like I've been coasting for the past couple of years, and I don't have that dog in me. I don't feel that anymore. When you say stuff like that, like, that's lame. That's nobody wants to, continue working with that guy unless he locks back in and does all these things, right? And the lesson of today's video really is what I mentioned earlier about getting out of your head and realizing, okay, like, fuck all this negative self-talk, just pause for a second. Take a deep breath and think, what's really that bad? Like, if it's out of my control, it's out of my control. Let's say you lock back in and it's like 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at night. You've still got an hour that you can put in so that the pain tomorrow isn't as bad, right? I've got, after I record this video, a couple of hours of work that I'm just gonna, lock in. I'll put them in, eat some dinner while I'm at the screen, brush my teeth, go to bed. And, there's nothing else to do, man. Just lock back in. I guess this video is just gonna be sort of a documentation how your whole self-improvement journey, it's not gonna be glorious and cool and story-like and legendary all the time. There's gonna be some shit days that are kind of unremarkable. It feels like a filler episode in the anime that is your life. And that's chill, man. Like, it's tough because all of our favorite million subscriber self-improvement gurus online, none of them post videos of the, shitty days. I find you see them like locked in and grinding and all of that, and they're positive and it's sick, but you never really see how, I'm sure those guys got tired many of the days and they didn't want to put in the work, but they did anyway. And so I know that there's value in me documenting. I promise you, by the way, I'm going to put in 2 hours of work right after this video ends. And I want you to do the same, bro. I want you to promise to me, actually, to the screen, maybe 2 hours, maybe that's a lot. Maybe it's already like 9 p.m. for you and you're trying to wake up early in the morning, so you want to go to bed soon. But brother, promise me that you can get 15 minutes of some good habit in, okay? Ideally work on your school or your work. But maybe if you're caught up on your deadlines, somehow, just promise me that you're gonna put in 15 minutes of getting back on your reading habit, that you haven't read a self-improvement book in like 2 years because you were lost in the self-improvement depression stage. Do a 5-minute meditation, bro. Just do one little thing. Promise me after this video. And if you struggle to do that and take consistent action after every one of these self-improvement videos that you watch, I want you to check out the playlist in the top left that I specifically engineered to get you to force yourself to take action after every one of these videos that you watch. So click that playlist, brother, and I'll see you in the next episode.